for my country ways, and on my chest says USA. Circa those who died for me, just so we may all be free. Was born and raised a countryman. Any day I proud to stand. America, I die for you. I was bleed the red, white, and blue. I'm country, I'm country, down to the bone. I'm country, oh Lord, I'm country. Fight to live and I live to fight. Fight freedom, I'm a country boy. U.S. Army's in my life. I proudly wave that flag up high. Country boy, know all I do. Proudly stand and salute you. Some give the ultimate sacrifice, paid that dowry with their life. For our country, they took that call. All gave some and some gave all. Yeah, I'm country, I'm country, down to the bone. I'm country, oh Lord, I'm country. Fight to live and I live to fight. Fight freedom, I'm a country boy. I'm country, I'm country. Everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Got pretty blonde hair, gorgeous blue eyes. Girl, you got a smile, lights up a midnight sky. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. If I had a million wishes, I'd tell you why I do. I'd take all the one wish, one more day with you. If I had a magic bottle with a genie trapped inside, take my last wish and I'd wish you'd be mine. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. So take my hand for a while. I promise not to hurt you, just wanna make you smile. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything I hope for, everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Thank you.
First time on WEFT, Mitch?
Absolutely. It's my very first time.
This is WEFT 90.1 FM Champaign. Hoping to make you feel at home. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're representing, and how you wound up here.
So I'm a singer-songwriter, just trying to make my name in this world one song at a time. I'm a country boy from Brazil, Indiana, and I made my way over to Cayuga, Indiana.
Do me a favor, since this is Illinois and we have people listening from Georgia and Florida, and could you say where northwest, southeast, where in Indiana these various places are, just so people have an idea?
I would say central Indiana.
Okay. So, anywhere near Evansville?
No, Evansville's a little further south. We're right near where I'm from is near Terre Haute, the Terre Haute area. But yeah, just a little small podunk town. If you blink once, you'll miss it. But yeah,
what's the population?
In the town that I live in, or the town I'm from?
The one that you're calling podunk. I'm just wondering how podunk we're talking.
Okay, so technically there's about 8,000 people in there, but that's spread out between a whole entire county.
That's still bigger than anywhere I grew up.
But the predominant amount of people, it's all country.
Okay.
So the town itself isn't very big, like in town, but as far as population, I guess it's a pretty good size. But there's not much to do there.
I mean, they were still counting me in the census after I left just to save face. So.
Oh, really? But yeah, it was a good town. It was a good place to grow up, and it was where I learned how to play music. My whole family's musicians, and so that's how I started. And but yeah, it's been the prominent thing to me, and so luckily I just. Not that long ago, I got to meet actually your cameraman's brother, Dustin Danger, and
that's not a secret, is it? Okay, good. It was a secret from me.
No, I let the cat out of the bag.
I feel like I was the last one to figure that out.
But
well, it's because his last name isn't Danger. That's what threw me.
Dustin Danger's last name isn't Danger, but
oh, my mind is so blown. Because I mean, Dustin Danger and Harvey Danger are brothers, right? But you're not Harvey.
I think Danger rolled off the tongue a little better than Liggett.
There's nobody named Harvey in Harvey Danger. It's like Hootie. Hootie Danger. That's going to be my new supergroup. Hootie Danger. No. Go on, please.
But yeah, I met him, and I just great things have been happening. We recorded my first album. I've been in the Indiana Army National Guard for the past 10 years,
wow.
And they
I
just re-enlisted for another 6, and they just did a big worldwide video on me. They interviewed me, and it had 150, 200,000 views on it. It was just a really cool experience. And
so you're saying this is the small time? You've been a big star, and now you're doing this, to...
No, it was the U.S. Army. Nobody's a big star in the U.S. Army.
I don't know. I feel like there were a few generals that were kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but not now. Not now.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm really stoked to be here, and again, I wanted to say thank you for having me. And but yeah, it's been a cool ride. I
will be very surprised if this YouTube video gets 200,000 views right away, but thanks for being here anyway.
Well, thank you for having me.
And hey, prove me wrong,
Let's make it happen. Everybody check this out.
We're on notice.
But I'll be posting this on my Facebook. So if you guys if you guys like what you hear, make sure you check out Mitch Lunsford Music on Facebook. And
if you have Facebook and you post it Facebook, I mean, sooner or later it's going to go viral, right?
It has to. It's just how it works, right?
Gosh, I'm glad. I hope I am properly groomed for this show.
Okay.
Two more. Well, I know. I mean, you got the whole hour. You could do however many. I'm just wondering how many you want to do right now.
Well, this next song. So I'm actually gonna give a little story about it, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if it's reaching 200,000 people, we should do this right.
I got you. Exactly. But this next song, my grandparents, they were married for 63 years, and
wow.
My grandpa, he was a sailor, and back in those days, whenever whenever the soldiers and the Marines and the airmen and the sailors, they'd come in on the buses, and the women and children, they'd wave them in, they'd stand on the sidewalk, and he seen this pretty gal, and he waved at her, and she waved back. Well, later that evening, he was at his cousin's, and he was playing his guitar, sitting under a peach tree, and this girl was my grandma, and she walked up to my grandpa's cousin and said, "Well, who's that cute boy?" And she said, "Well, that's my cousin Cecil. You ought to go over and say hi." So she put a flower in her hair and tried to pretty herself up, and walked over and asked him if he'd play a song for her, and he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll play the song if you sing it with me." And 12 days later, they got married. They had 6 kids, and they were married for 63 years and played music together all those times. So,
That must have been a pretty good song.
So I wrote the song for them. Just sitting back as the sun goes down, holding your hand when no one is around. They say best things in life are free. Honey, the best things when you're with me. I will be here with you, no matter where you are, what you do. And if I wished upon a falling star, I'd wish to be wherever you are. Just staring out at Mama's lake, I'll always love you no matter what it takes. So come on closer, wrap your fingers round my hand, and I'll never stop being your man. I will be here with you, no matter where you are, what you do. And if I wished upon a falling star, I'd wish to be wherever you are. And now we're rocking chairs, crack and squeak. You still look beautiful sitting next to me. So come on closer, wrap your fingers round my hand, 'cause I never stopped being your man. I am still here with you. Think of all we did, just me and you. Though years have passed, you're still holding my hand, and I'll never stop being your man. You're still my dream come true, and darling, I'm still so in love with you. Thank you. So I like to throw my own little flavor on things, so I hope you guys like this. Yeah, when I walk on by, girls be thinking like, dang, you'll fly. When I pimp to the beat, walking on by my new little freak, yeah. This how I roll, and more print pants I control. It's a red food, big afro, like Bruce Lee, I got to go. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. I work out. When I walk to the spot, this is what I see. Everybody stops and staring at me. Got a passion in my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. When I'm at the mall, security just can't fight them off. When I'm at the beach, I'm in a Speedo trying to tan my cheeks, yeah. This how I roll. Come on, ladies, it's time to go. Head to the bar, baby, don't get nervous. No shoes, no shirts, I still get service. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. I work out. When I walk to the spot, this is what I see. Everybody stop and staring at me. Got a passion in my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Oh, when I walk to the spot, this is what I see. Everybody stop and staring at me. Got a passion in my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Oh, I'm sexy and I know it. Thank you.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Even though you're a singer-songwriter, I'm going to guess that maybe not everything tonight is an original.
Nope, I didn't write that one. That's an LMFAO song. I like to tell people I'm a little bit like Donnie and Marie. I'm a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll, but I like to take songs and do my own thing with them. And my friends that know me well, they call it me Mitchifying songs. So I have a handful of songs for you tonight that are Mitchified.
Well, I definitely went into that thinking it was going to be another original, but even though I don't know the entire LMFAO catalog, I thought I recognized something about that from somewhere.
Well,
so.
like I especially love taking songs that I don't particularly listen to. That especially I love '90s music, but I love taking like '90s pop, and like the next song that I do, I'm gonna bring out my inner pop princess, and I'm gonna show you what I like to do with some other songs and stuff.
We need a viewer advisory for this.
Nope. But no, it's definitely from the one and only Britney Spears, and so it's like I know what you're thinking is like, that doesn't sound like a good song, but just wait for it and you judge afterwards.
Now I have just one question for you. Well, I mean, I will have more questions throughout the night, but right now, are you familiar with the Flying Lizards?
No, I'm not.
Because in recent weeks, as we've been looking back at, I think from 1978 to 1984, they were a group that from 1978 to 84, they would take mostly mid to late 50s black rock and roll, Little Richard, Barrett Strong. They would take very soulful early rock and roll, and they would do it in this very dystopian, emotionally detached. They'd put things on the piano strings to screw with the piano sound, and they had a former BBC newsreader covering a James Brown song.
Yeah.
And if you like putting your own stamp on things, I'm thinking you probably would appreciate this group.
Well, I'll have to check them out.
So I mention it mostly for your enjoyment, because I think my listeners actually have had to listen to them for the last 2 or 3 weeks. They already know what I'm talking about, but I think you might like it, or I wouldn't.
I love new stuff. Like I'm a big fan of. Have you heard of the band Walk Off the Earth?
They must be very new.
No, they've been around for a while, but they are like they're killer.
Okay.
One of my favorite bands ever, and they're especially very entertaining to watch. They love to take songs and they do it in like a whole. They reinvent these songs completely and basically make it their own. So you definitely should check out Walk Off the Earth. They're awesome.
Where are they based?
Out of Canada.
Okay.
But yeah, they're on their world tour right now.
Okay.
I want to go see them. I really do. But
You should ask them to open for you.
I know, right? Open for me.
Tell them I got 200,000 views on this one video and soon to be 2.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd probably be honored.
Well, we'll have to do that.
They should be honored, whether or not they are.
Yeah, they might just look at me like,
Hey, it's over the internet. You won't know how they look at you unless it's over Skype.
I guess you're right. But here's some of my pop princess for you. Oh, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Oh, pretty baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of sight. Yeah, show me how you want it to be here, baby, 'cause I need to know right now. My loneliness is killing me. Yeah, I must confess, I still believe when you're not with me, I lose my mind. Yeah, hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Show me how you want it to be here, baby, 'cause I need to know right now. My loneliness is killing me. Yeah, I must confess, I still believe when you're not with me, I lose my mind. Yeah, hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hit me, baby, one more time. There's some Britney Spears for you guys. I hear that train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. Well, that train keeps moving on down to San Antone. Since I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear the whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet those rich folks eating in their fancy dining cars, probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. I knew I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But that train keeps moving, and that's what tortures me. They freed me from this prison. If that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison is where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you guys. This next one, so like I said, mentioned before, I've been in the military for a while. Whenever you're when you're in isolation and there's nothing else to do except for come up with dumb things to do with your army buddies, they would sit around and they would beatbox and they'd freestyle rap. And they looked at me, this country boy from the Midwest, and they said that I couldn't rap because of that. And so I wrote this song. It's my comeback to that. This is my battle cry. I'm gonna live or die. Gonna make it, gonna take it, gonna reach the sky. Gonna live my life the way it's meant to be. That's my beautiful dream, yeah. My whole life I've been told I'm never gonna make it, now I'm getting too old. I'm not good enough, the odds are stacked against, but what they said was wrong, cause I'm gonna win. Gonna stand up tall, gonna stand and fight, gonna do my best, I'm gonna earn that right. I'll never give up, I'll never slow down, I'll never stop fighting, I'll never back down. Not a rapper, I'm a poet, I'm just speaking to a beat. I'm saying what I feel and I'm saying what I need, and what I need is just to make it. What I need is just to find the final destination someday will be mine. I'm a kid from Indiana, from a backward country street. Grew up belling hay and picking guitar strings. My dream is just to make it, my dream is just to sing. My dream is just to play it, my dream is just a dream. I know someday I'll make it, I know someday they'll sing. I'm not doing this for them, I'm doing this for me. This is my battle cry. I'm gonna live or die. Gonna make it, gonna take it, gonna reach the sky. Gonna live my life the way it's meant to be. That's my beautiful. This is my battle cry. I'm gonna live or die. Gonna make it, gonna take it, gonna reach the sky. Gonna live my life the way it's meant to be. That's my beautiful dream, yeah. That's my beautiful dream, yeah. That's my beautiful dream. Thank you, guys.
I feel like that would be a really good mashup with The Offspring.
I love The Offspring.
Well, it feels like Melanie's brand new key and a pair of roller skates. Like, they would just go together really well.
See, I'll tell you, as a musician, I started out in two things. I started out with playing with my grandpa, which was old country western and bluegrass, and then in my teen years, I was a big punk rocker.
Okay.
I love punk rock. I like a lot of pop punk.
Who were three of your favorite bands?
I would say I love The Offspring, and I love Green Day was my number one fan growing. I mean, I was their number one fan growing up, and then I'm a big MXPX fan.
Chick Magnet?
That's a good song.
I think one night at trivia that was the 10-pointer. I don't think anybody got it.
Oh, really? I love MXPX. Like, I love that vibe. It's just like, I don't know, whenever I listen to that now, which is predominantly what I listen to a lot of punk rock, but when I listen to it now, it just brings me back to whenever I would. Yeah, I know the Villains over there.
Well, do you know Puller? Because I feel like if you like MXPX, you might like Puller. I think it's Puller. It's right behind him. I'd knock him over if I tried to grab it, but
I'll have to check them out.
I was going to say, we have it, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I love that kind of music though, but it's been a big influence in a lot of the ways that I write, even with because like I would say that I'm a multi-genre artist. I kind of I
established that tonight.
Yeah, I like to do a little bit of everything, and for a long time I thought, I have to do this or I have to do that because everybody tells me I have to do that, and I'm just like, now I just play whatever my heart feels. I just play whatever I feel like, and so even with my country music or my more rock music, there's definitely a big punk rock influence. Like, for instance, you can this was I wrote this song whenever I was in 7th grade for she was the love of my life.
Oh, wow.
Her name was Sandy Little, and we never dated or anything like
Okay.
that. She didn't even know I existed, I'm pretty sure, but I wrote this song for her, and
You realize she's watching.
Sandy, if you're out there, this song was for you. It's called Nerds. I wrote this back in, probably 2002. I was in 7th grade. Never felt this way before. All the other girls a bore. Can't stop thinking about you. Nerds fall in love too. Love the way you wear your hair. I love the way you look right there. Never be good enough for you. Nerds fall in love too. Love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Someday you'll think about me too. This nerd's fall in love with you. I'm not a dork. I'm not a dweeb. All you need is some nerd loving from me. Love the way you wear your hair. I love the way you look right there. Never be good enough for you. Nerds fall in love to you. Love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Someday you'll think about me too. This nerd's fall in love with you. Someday you'll think about me too. This nerd's fall in love with you. That's some of my punk rock influences from way back in my day. So, if you can hear some of the Green Day was a big thing that I was listening to at that time. But
one day they're going to be famous.
I know. I've heard a lot of good things about them, but they have a little work to go.
I was looking, and I had a newsletter from Midnight Records out of New York advertising Green Day before they were ever on the charts. And I remember it described them as snotty punk. And it was really weird looking back at it a year later and saying, oh, these guys are famous now.
Oh, I know.
And I hadn't checked. It wasn't like I'd bought the stuff mail order. I think I made one purchase from there.
Oh, really?
It was 60s stuff that wasn't actually very good, but that wasn't their fault because they were just selling it, and I didn't know back then you couldn't just stream something or go to YouTube.
You tried out something. Like that's the thing is kids nowadays, they won't ever understand what it's like to buy an album, listen to that whole entire album, and only like one song. They'll never understand that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't all good, but it was definitely a thing.
Oh, it was a thing.
And speaking of things, I certainly didn't want to stall that last song, but I probably should do a station ID here just because we are at the half. It doesn't feel like we should be at the half already, but we're actually past it. So just so you know, this is WEFT 90.1 FM Champaign. WEF sessions every Monday night. We do 2 hours of local music. Our guest tonight is Mitch Lunsford, and he's entertaining us this hour. And probably I can spare any other additional announcements, but I do want to recognize that we've heard from Florida. Hi, Christine. And I suppose unofficially this show is brought to you in part by the cup of coffee I got from the 2 most adequate baristas in town. They actually are okay with that. They thought that was a good thing. So thanks, Jake and Nick.
That's like the best the 2 most adequate baristas in it.
Well,
you guys are really adequate.
We have rules on radio that, we're not really supposed to say, oh, this is the best pizza in town, and they're not paying us to say that. Actually, they are, But I'm not even sure why anybody would pay me to call somebody the most adequate. So anyhow, I received no money for this because I'm not even sure if that's a compliment.
I really want to go to the most adequate baristas in the world now.
Well,
so.
If you stay in town till 7 a.m., you can.
All right, I'm gonna have to check this adequate coffee out.
Okay. Yeah, we basically have 2 espresso bars, and 1 other coffee shop, I think, downtown, and you could probably check out all 3 if.
All right.
They have all in some way fueled me for my show at some point, I think.
Well, that's awesome.
The 2 espresso bars. The other one I've never caught open, so.
Well, that's awesome.
Keep trying. What's next?
I think what I'm going to play next is this is a song that's out on every major streaming site. It's called Rising Up, and I'm actually I've teamed up with Rebels Fair Collective and Rattle the Stars. It's this, which is a suicide prevention program. I wrote this song to just tell people that
You know, it doesn't matter what life throws at you. Rise up, because tomorrow's going to be a better day. And so that's what the song is all about. That even whenever life gets you down, that you're not alone.
You want to do 2 in a row?
Yep.
Okay.
Rising up beyond the fire, rising up beyond the flames, rising up beyond the rubble, rising up beyond the pain. My world came crashing down, but I will rise again. Let the rise begin. Through all the destruction and the havoc storm, my character is tested, but now my fight reborn. My fight will go forever. I'm taking back my life. I'm rising through the madness. I'm rising up to fight. Rising up beyond the fire, rising up beyond the flames, rising up beyond the rubble, rising up beyond the pain. My world came crashing down, but I will rise again. Let the rise begin. The fight is worth the glory. The fight is worth the ride. I'm rising to the top. I'm rising up to fight. Rising up beyond the fire, rising up beyond the flames, rising up beyond the rubble, rising up beyond the pain, rising up beyond the fire, rising up beyond the pain, rising up beyond the rebel, rising up beyond the pain. My world came crashing down, but I will rise again. My world came crashing down, but I will rise again. I will rise again. I will rise again. I will rise again. Thank you. Just gotta get a quick drink. Just sitting there on the back of my tailgate, holding your hand. Sweet words of sun fade, whisper to you and tell you that I love you. Leaning and say always and forever, everything I want, everything I need. Promise to you I'll never mistreat you. Will you marry me? Make me the happiest man I'll ever be. Take my hand and I'll promise you I'll never stop loving you. man wanna make you my wife? Will you marry me? Make me the happiest man I'll ever be. Take my hand and I'll promise you I'll never stop loving you. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me. Yeah. Marry me. Thank you. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor falls, and the major lifts. A battle king composing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith is strong, but you needed proof, so you saw bathing on the roof. The beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and got your hair from your lips. She drew a hallelujah, 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 Thank you.
I'm going to go way out on a limb again. Feels kind of shaky, but I'm going to take a chance. Is that another cover?
No, I actually wrote that song way back in the 60s.
And you live
70s?
off the royalties?
I do.
Because I feel like either people have stolen that song from you.
They have.
Or they've been really good about asking permission and signing whatever paperwork gets you a summer home in Europe.
Well, it's Bali. It's the summer homes in Bali, but they've been pretty good about it for the most part, you know. But there again, you have a few bad apples, you know. But
the Flying Lizards have a Leonard Cohen cover on that last album they did.
Oh, really?
Suzanne.
See, I love that. I really love that song. Now, I play the short version because it's like a 300-minute song.
Yeah.
And it's almost as long as November Rain, but yeah, I usually play the short version. But I love that song, and my kids. I mostly play it because my kids. I have three awesome little boys,
Mm-hmm.
Maddox, Connor, and Gibson.
Are they up this late?
No.
Okay.
They're actually all three of them are sick right now.
Oh no.
Yep. They love that. They love Shrek, and so that's songs on Shrek, and so they always tell me play that Shrek song. So I play the Shrek song for them. But they're all just a bunch of goofballs, and they're fun, and they like to sing along with me. They all have their own little itty bitty guitars, and so like we'll sit on the couch, and it's just me and them, and so we'll sit on the couch and we'll have this big jam session, and it's always a lot of fun. It's a lot of we'll just say they make up their own chords.
I'm curious. You say little bitty or itty bitty guitars. Are these like Fisher Price guitars? Are there
Walmart guitars? And then whenever like just those like El Cheapo little plastic acoustic ones, because my boys are still pretty little, and I didn't quite trust them with anything.
But they work. They can actually sort of play. Is it like Schroeder's piano, where he has a plastic piano that magically plays symphonies, or?
We'll just say that the guitars are uphill battles.
Okay.
I've tried to play stuff on it, but it sort of works sometimes. And then my youngest boys, it's more of a prop. It's a little white acoustic guitar, and his name's Gibson, like Gibson guitar.
Are the others Fender and
no, they won't.
Les Paul?
Their mom wouldn't let me name them that, but
Fender would be as a first name.
I know.
Middle name I could sort of see. Freddie Fender's real name wasn't Fender, so I'm probably dating myself here. Does anybody remember Freddie Fender? Wasted Days and Wasted... Thank you, Mike. Mike's just... he's only a few years younger than me, so he remembers this stuff.
Okay. But, either way, I just wanted to say hi to my boys out there.
Yeah, hi.
Even if they're not, they better not be up right now. They better be.
If they're sick, maybe they can't sleep. Maybe they woke up and the radio is comforting them.
It's the only thing that's soothing them.
Or maybe they're one of your 200,000 YouTube views a week from now.
Maybe that's exactly what it's going to be.
That you're doing this show for future generations. For
we're setting a benchmark here tonight.
Why stop at 200,000?
Well, 200 million.
There we go.
I like that number better. I like that number.
Take on Taylor Swift. Knock her out of the top 10.
Yep. Oh, that's what I'm going to have to do. Talking about girl divas, that's what my next song is.
Oh.
Through my wishing well, don't ask, I'll never tell. Looked at you and I fell, and now you're in my way. Your stare was old and ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number, and call me maybe. I can look right at you, baby. So here's my number, and call me maybe. I can look right at you, baby. Here's my number, call me maybe, and call me maybe. Before you came in my life, I missed you so bad, missed you so bad, missed you so bad. Before you came in my life, missed you so bad. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number, and call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number, and call me maybe. I can look right at you, baby. So here's my number, and call me maybe. All the other girls drive me crazy. Here's my number, call me maybe. It's okay, I seen you guys tapping your foot to that song. I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. Left my body lying somewhere in the still time. Watch the world flow, dark side of the moon. Feel there's nothing I can do, yeah. Watch the world flow, dark side of the moon. I knew it had to be something to do with you. You know I don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side, my superhuman, my kryptonite. You call me strong, you call me weak, but still your secrets I will keep. Take for granted all the times I've never let you down. You stumbled in and bumped her head. If not for me, then you'd be dead. Picked you up, put you back in solid ground. If I'm going crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there? Oh, in my hand, I keep you by my side, my superhuman, my kryptonite. Yeah. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there? Holding my hand, I keep you by my side, my superhuman, my kryptonite. Yeah. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side, my superhuman, my kryptonite. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you guys, thank you.
Yeah, it's funny getting reaction. The show is much more rewarding when I hear from listeners, as long as they're not disruptive to you,
Yeah.
like the phone ringing or something. Anthony from Seattle said that he remembered when that song was really big. And my reaction to that song is always, I remember before it was really big, wondering why it wasn't a hit. Like, thinking it sounded like a hit, and
Yeah.
it's just not doing anything. And, of course, it finally blew up. It's like Creed.
Yeah.
Where I remember for about a year, like, wow, Creed is just going nowhere. You'd think they sound like the kind of band that would be famous. But, yeah, nobody's buying their record. And then, so, I don't know if it's just super duper predictable, or if I have a gift for being premature in expecting something to crest that I'm pretty neutral on. But
I got you.
the thing with Three Doors Down, I believe their singer was a Todd, and there aren't really enough Todds. There are few enough Todds that I tend to remember them.
I got you.
And most of them, it's their middle name.
See, that's how I am with Mitches.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not very many Mitches, and so
So you know Mitch Froome?
no, I don't.
I think he
know who that is.
may have married Suzanne Vega. He produced a bunch of people.
Okay.
I'm not positive. I think he married Suzanne Vega, but we have a compilation of like all these people he worked with.
I got you.
Mike Doty. He was a producer for some sort of alternative stuff in the 90s that I think mainstreamed after that. But
I got you.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no.
The fun thing, I feel like it's a good conversation when there are so many loose ends you can't even pursue all of them, but you want to.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Kryptonite, and talking about that either when it was a big song, before it was a big song, after it was a big song, and then they had other... I think also maybe I was just listening to a format of radio. that went I think it kind of bypassed alternative and just went straight to mainstream.
It did, and I remember whenever before that song really became a big thing. That's whenever I learned it, which just a caveat to. So like I said, I Mitchify songs. That's really another word for being a lazy musician. And so like I only half learn
trade secrets.
Oh, that.
Go ahead,
so,
sir.
But I only half learn a song, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'll figure it out from here. And sometimes I crash and burn, and sometimes I don't. But yeah, so that was one of the first songs that I only half learned way back in the day.
So do you just do like two of the verses, or?
Yeah, well, I know a basic idea of what it sounds like on the radio, and then I try to put it on the guitar, and I'm just looking at lyrics without paying attention to how it's actually played.
You know what would be smooth?
What?
Like there's green kryptonite and then there's red kryptonite.
Yeah.
So you could be one of the variant kryptonites.
See, you're talking my language. I'm a big Superman fan. I'm a big dork.
So what color kryptonite is your version?
I think that. So have you heard about?
Go ahead.
Have you heard about the pink kryptonite?
I may have at some point, but jog my memory. We'll say it's for the listener's benefit.
So we'll stick with the politically correct version of the pink kryptonite.
You can tell me off air in greater detail if you want.
So they have all these various versions of kryptonite in the DC universe, and they have pink kryptonite, which turns Superman into a woman.
Okay, that's kind of where I thought this might be going, but probably without the political ramifications that are socio-political.
Yeah, but it was just, and he was kind of a diva in that comic, like he wasn't putting up with crud, But
when was this?
I can't give you an exact date. I just learned about it, and I was like,
what? The reason I ask is they had, what was it, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, and they specified at the beginning of the issue, like, these are all imaginary what-if stories, and they were all so... Like, it's a good thing they weren't canon because they were idiotic, but they ended right back where they started, no matter. Oh, Superman's a vampire forever for like 7 pages, and then everything's happy. Yeah?
Exactly. And I think it was one of those versions of it. And you just you read all these different versions. You're like, what were you guys thinking?
Well, you got to figure, like, some of these people, they were literally getting minimum wage, and they had, like, 24 hours to do the whole comic. So, if they had any idea 70 years later, people were going to be like, there's continuity flaws,
Well, I'm imagining that a lot of that crazy stuff was, we'll say, back in the psychedelic ages?
Oh, I'm talking before.
Oh.
Personally, I'm talking... The stuff I'm talking about is older than that, even. So,
really?
I mean, I'm sure it was after Prohibition, but
they still did that stuff. It just wasn't as widely known.
Well, I thought you were talking LSD. That I don't even think that was really in circulation until
probably
the mid. The first episode when they brought back Dragnet was about this new LSD that the police had never heard of. Because it was synthesized in a lab, I want to say in '52. Oh, and I should probably do a disclaimer. I am not endorsing doing this on the radio, so I am not making light of it. I am not... we have signs all over the station. Alcohol, illegal drugs, not permitted here at any time. So...
We're just talking about the inspiration of some of these crazy Superman...
It's a factual contemplation.
Yep. They were probably on something.
Right. I should also mention, since we did have the recorder run out during a recent show, that... If you want all of your last song on the recording, I probably should shut up and tell people, hey, we got another hour of music coming up, because I want you to get through your set. So anything you want to say, booking information maybe, and then a song.
You can find me on Facebook and on Mitch Lunsford Music. Look me up. Anything you want to know about future and upcoming events and gigs and any songs coming out. I'm actually in the process of working. I'm in the studio on my next 2, potentially 3 singles. So be on the lookout with that. And I have a song on every major streaming site. Rising Up. I played it just a little bit ago. So make sure you go and check it out. I appreciate it. Support your local musicians. And thank you guys for listening. And thank you guys for having me on here tonight.
This has been a lot of fun. You've been a lot of fun. I want to encourage you to stick around a few minutes after the show, even if you can't stay to get your CD. Thanks to you. Thanks to Dustin. Thanks to Jason. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to Nick and Jake for being so adequate. And thanks to everybody listening for wouldn't be much of a show without the audience. Stay tuned for another hour if you can. This is WEFT. Bye.
Thank you. The most overplayed song ever, but I'm going to do it for you guys. There was a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many